Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 97. In this episode, I will be sharing why Erin Sanderson is so badass. Did you listen to episode number 96, where I did a replay of my interview with Erin? It was one of the most downloaded episodes. I know that you will absolutely love it. So if you didn't check it out, you can definitely hit pause and go check it out. Or you can listen to this little summary and why I think Erin is so badass, and then decide if you want to listen to it based on what you hear here. That sounds funny. Here. Anyway, if you like my interview with Erin or you like what I have to say here today, I would be so grateful if you headed on over to iTunes and left a 5-star rating and review so that other badasses just like you can find the show. And if that's not your thing, it would be super cool if you shared this podcast with a friend, because friends are alike. If you're a badass, I'm sure that your friends are badasses too. So I'd be grateful if you shared the episode. All right. With that, let's get to why Erin Sanderson is so badass. Okay. 4 reasons why I think Erin Sanderson is so badass. First, she envisions her future self. Second, Erin refuses to gossip. Third is she has a girl gang. And then fourth is stay away from toxic people. All right, let's get into it. Erin talked about envisioning her. And she says for 1 minute every morning, she envisions her future self and who she wants to be. So Erin says to herself, who do I want to be? What do I want to look like? What am I wearing? How will she make others feel? How does she respond to stress? She's going to be like, nothing shakes her. Everything can come her way, but nothing will shake her. So I loved Erin's response to just envisioning her future self, and you should totally do that too. Become her. You know, she that's the badass woman that's inside you, like waiting to get out. What would your version of that be? So maybe you want to get better at public speaking. So you say, oh, she would be a public speaker. She would be outgoing. She would be friendly. She would help other people to feel comfortable. She would be the type of girl who has a girl gang around her. Everything that you want in your life, start to visualize it. Start to picture it as if it was true. Act as if you are her. So if you visualize her in the morning and who you want to be, then start making decisions throughout your day that would represent her. Again, her being your future self. And I've always loved visualization, but I don't think that I thought of it as in, oh, let me visualize her and then act from that position as I go throughout the day. So maybe it's in the morning. As you're getting ready, you start thinking about her and what that means to you and what that would look like. Or you sit down for 5 minutes and just close your eyes and just think about that. Or maybe you're on your way to work and you're in the car and you decide to sit down and think about it while you're in the car driving. And just imagine what she would say and do. All right. Second thing I thought was so badass about Erin was she refuses to gossip. Erin said, if I wouldn't say it to someone's face, I'm not going to say it to you either. I freaking love that. I really do. Because gossiping has always just irritated the heck out of me. anytime people gossip, it always gets back around to the person. So you might as well just say it to their face. Also, when somebody gossips with you, do you ever get the feeling that, okay, if they'll gossip about this person, then they could just as easily gossip about me? So I know gossip feels juicy and it's easy in the moment to share and spread gossip, but it says something more about your character if you just say it to the person. If you have a complaint, like, go ahead, say it to them if something's really bothering you. But if not, if you're not willing to say it to them, then maybe you don't need to be spreading it to other people. Now, I do think that when you're upset about something, like in the moment, you can talk to like a close, trusted friend, but that's not necessarily gossip. That's like you being upset and seeking friendship or seeking advice or just wanting to vent. But like when you're maliciously going around spreading rumors or spreading information that's not yours to share, I don't think that that helps anybody. So where in your life are you gossiping, and are you willing to stop? Okay, the third thing that I thought was so badass about Erin is her girl gang. Erin said she created a girl gang because there's too much competition and drama amongst women. And then later she went on to say, like, a true friend is not a yes person. Like, when you make a mistake or do something wrong, then a true friend is going to stand up and be like, wait, are you sure you meant that or that you wanted to do that? Or let's think about it this way for a second. They're not just going to say yes to appease you and nod their head and smile, but a girl gang, like, has your back. And that's totally how I feel about Ordinary to Badass, or O to Beers, is that we're a badass girl gang and we have each other's back, strive for goals, but like, I don't see the need for competition. Now, believe me, I was raised one of 6 kids, so there certainly was competition, like, growing up. I get the competition, but that was like all in good fun, right? Or just kids being kids. But as an adult, is there really a need for competition? Again, sports could be different, but like in your daily life, instead of competing with the women around you, how about you raise them up? I think that's cool. I think that's badass. So where can you find yourself a girl gang? Clearly, you're listening to this episode. I believe that you're part of the O to B girl gang, and of course the Ordinary to Badass Facebook group. But also locally, maybe you want to have a girl gang of people who have your back in your local area. How can you find that? Maybe you go on meetup.com and try to find a group of people that you can, have similar values and morals to. But I think that sometimes it has to be intentional. You don't always just naturally find your people. So for most of my life, I thought, like, okay, I have a core group of friends, maybe 4 friends that have been my friends for like 20 years. And so I was like, okay, like, these are my people. These are my girls. But I didn't really think of it big picture. I didn't think that you have to go out and seek other people, right? Like, I was missing out so much because I was too busy being an introvert that I wasn't willing to expand my circle, or I just thought people had to come to you. But no, sometimes you have to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and talk to people and, feel stupid sometimes to find your girl gang or to find your people. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. The results or the end results of putting yourself out there are so worth it. So worth it, because you could have people around you that you don't even realize are just like you. They could be your next best friend, but you don't even know if you're not putting yourself out there. So where in your life can you find a girl gang or put yourself out there just a little bit more to meet more people that are like you? Even if you're shy, even if you're an introvert, I promise you, if I can do it, I know that you can do it. All right. The fourth thing that I thought was so badass is how Erin talked about toxic people. You don't have to be around toxic people. You don't have to keep them in your life. It is not healthy for you. And as Erin says, sometimes someone isn't good for you. And just because they were good for you in your 20s doesn't mean that they're good for you in your 40s. So she suggests that you just slowly stop spending time with them. Man, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but toxic people, they're like energy vampires. Like, they will just suck it all out of you. It's amazing how quickly they can suck it out of you. But also, the more you hang out with people who are toxic or negative, the more you're likely to become toxic and negative. Like, toxic feeds on toxic, or negativity feeds on negativity. So you're not just staying away from toxic people for them, but you're staying away for you, because the risk is so high of you falling into that same trap. And it can be hard to get out of. I don't know about you, but I feel like negativity is so human nature. Like, it's just true to who a lot of people are. Or it's easy to talk about the negative things, not always easy to talk about the positive things. So, protect yourself. Have a little protective shield around yourself from toxic people, because it is so easy to get dragged down with them, and then it's always a fight, or always harder to come back and not think negatively, not be toxic. So just nip it in the bud right away. And listen, you can have friends who are toxic or who are negative, or even family members, and you might love them because you've known them forever, but it doesn't mean you have to surround yourself by them all the time. Like, maybe there's a way that you can slowly distance yourself from them so that you're not seeping in all that negativity and toxicness. I don't know that toxicness is a word, but we will go with it. And another thing is, I know that since you're listening to this podcast, that you are a dreamer, that you think or want to think that you are capable of big things. And toxic people will take that from you. They will shoot those big ideas down right away. So you want dreamers in your life. You want supporters, people who are going to help you to accomplish that goal, or to dream about the goal and be like, yeah, like, let's encourage that. So who in your life is toxic, and how can you kind of slowly separate or slowly spend less time with them? Then, who in your life are the cheerleaders? Who is always supportive of you and cheering you on? I would say spend more time with that person, but also maybe reach out to them and say thank you. Tell them what a badass they are, or how much their love and support means to you, because they're always there for you. And those people are hard to come by. So when you're surrounded by people that love and support you and they're always your cheerleader, don't let them pass you by. Don't take them for granted. Send them a text. Say thank you so much. Like, you're thinking about them and you appreciate them. All right. Quick recap. The 4 reasons why I think Erin Sanderson is so badass is 1, how she talks about envisioning her future self. 2, Erin refuses to gossip. 3rd, Erin says to find your girl gang. And 4th, eliminate toxic people. All right. I absolutely loved listening to the episode with Erin. She had so many knowledge bombs that she was dropping. Now I have a favor to ask of you. If you loved Erin's episode as much as I did, I would be so grateful if you headed on over to Instagram and took a screenshot of this episode and put it in your stories on Instagram. And then tag me at Ordinary to Badass, and then Erin, I believe it's at Erin Sanderson, and let us know, what was your biggest takeaway from the episode? What did you learn? It's hard. I'm going to keep saying this because, it can be a thankless job. Like Erin coming on the podcast could be a thankless job for her. And I appreciate her vulnerability and willingness to share. So it is so important that we thank her for being on the show, or that we tell her, oh my gosh, continue sharing. What you said on that episode was so powerful. It changed my life in this way, or it helped me think about this in a different way. And here's how I applied it. Like, a message like that would be pretty epic. It would feel amazing. So if you're sharing with her what she taught you, that would be so great. And I know she would appreciate it. So yeah, I can't wait to see you in my stories. I'm excited. And with that, we'll end our show. I gotta tell you, this is episode number 97. I'm getting freaking excited because we're drawing closer to episode 100. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it. Never did I ever think that I would start a podcast, let alone be nearing episode 100. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm excited to see what comes next. All right. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass, and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.